So let's start with TikTok.
Okay.
Okay, so let's rewind to when TikTok first came out. So I was a public school teacher when TikTok first became an app, and it was mainly used by high schoolers. Nobody above the age of 18 was using TikTok.
Yeah.
And I remember being very annoyed with it because I was concerned. First of all, it was all of a sudden it was normal to watch like 8-second videos. That was the whole thing, was to watch these really short videos. And my students were addicted to TikTok. And I'm like, what is this TikTok? I'm never going to get this app. It's stupid, right? And it was only being used by young people. But then business owners started realizing that the algorithms on TikTok and the For You page made TikTok very lucrative for their business compared to other online platforms. It was much easier to go viral on TikTok.
Yeah, we actually got a lot of business from TikTok. And originally when we opened our business, I was going to do like the traditional type of like Google ads and stuff. And I tried it. And it was like a viral TikTok video for free was way more worth anything else. So
than like paying for Google ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of businesses that have been able, and people that have been able to create their followings from TikTok. There's a lot of problems with TikTok. I personally think it's degrading our society.
Yeah, it is a train
Yes,
wreck.
It's a train
and
wreck.
It's designed to
but
be.
There's a lot of business owners that rely
crap.
on TikTok for their advertising, right? So Trump was the first one to really kind of talk about a TikTok ban when he was president. And I remember my students freaking out about it because, and saying that, this app is possibly being controlled by the Communist Party. And here's the thing. There's some people that are denying that the Communist Party in China is controlling the app. But you got to remember that China is a communist country. In communist countries, they control the businesses one way or another. Their fingers, the government is involved in a lot of business there. That is the model of communism. So of course, there's directions and directives happening from the Chinese Communist government. They may not be the actual owners of the app, but TikTok is controlled by Communist China, because that country has a lot of control over all of their businesses. And of course, the business that's influencing millions of people in America is going to have some sort of ties to the Communist China's party, even though it's technically not owned by them. So Trump was in favor of a ban, but now he's actually changed his tune on that. And he had a statement that he recently said where he's like, no, we don't want to ban TikTok because you know what this does is it gives more power to Facebook and Meta, which is an enemy of the people, because they censor the right. They collude with the Democrat Party, and so we need to be careful about banning TikTok because we're just giving more power to Facebook, even though he says that TikTok is a security threat. And then we have this bill, which you can explain more about the bill.
Yeah. So, I mean, anytime the thing that gives me a big giant red flag is that anytime the uniparty all agrees on something, if Nancy Pelosi is cheerleading for something, it's a problem. And just without even getting into the details of the bill, realized how quickly it's been rushed. Like, it was introduced. This wasn't even a story a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
It was introduced, and within a week, it's like, boom, it's passed the House. Pelosi is screaming for it. Biden's saying I'll sign it, and then boom, it's going to the Senate. It's being pushed like a week, and we're already to the point where we're talking about banning social media apps. And there is a lot of
Congress
concern.
that literally can't pass anything, right?
Yeah, can't pass anything else. Nothing can get passed. But all of a sudden, the uniparty comes together and it's kumbaya, and let's pass this bill. So here's the thing, and here's some quotes from the bill. I won't read long quotes. I'm not going to bore you guys. But the definition, because you guys have probably heard the idea, basically what it says in the bill is that if a app is owned by a foreign entity, it can be banned. And so people are raising the red flag and saying, well, it's a little vague. Does that mean other apps? Are you going to ban X next? Just reading, this is from Viva. He's got a good post on. He said, just reading the definition of controlled by a foreign adversary. That's from the bill, controlled by a foreign adversary. It reads, a person subject to the direction or control of a foreign person or entity. Now, that's a quote from the bill. Take the logic here. They say, Remember, the Democrats are insane, and they say that Trump is a Russian asset, that he's controlled by Putin. That's laughable. You're laughing, and it's crazy, but that's what they say. So does not this language theoretically allow them to say, look, Truth Social is connected to Trump. Trump is controlled by Putin, which is insane, but that's what they say.
So this is the same government.
Right?
This is the same government.
So we're going to ban Truth Social.
Yeah, this is the same government that does not care that our meat packing industry
is ran by China.
So most of our meat is packed in China.
Your
does not
farmland.
care that most of our pharmaceuticals are made in China.
Yeah.
You know, the drugs that you take for your diseases or whatever.
Yeah.
Made in China.
Yeah, remember the pandemic
does not
where we
care
couldn't get antibiotics?
That China is buying up the majority of our farmland, along with not Elon Musk, but Bill Gates. But all of a sudden, they want to ban TikTok. And in this bill, it doesn't even mention TikTok. It's just about controlling the App Store.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what communist China does. So communist China actually controls the App Store and what their people can look at on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to bring here in the US.
Yeah. And I mean, come on, guys. It's happening in an election year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we this naive? So basically what it's boiled down to, because there's a debate on the right. There are some people on our side, some people on the right saying, the left is all whatever the great leader wants, they'll go along with it. But on the right, there's a debate. Some are for it, some are against it. Rand Paul's against it, Trump's against it. There are some others who are for it. I think like Josh Hawley, people who are kind of respectable on the right are for it. So there's a debate. And right now the debate has boiled down to the people who are against it say, look, this is way too broad. This can be used by the president, meaning Biden, to ban any social media app that they want.
They want to go after X.
Just by saying that it's a national security threat.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are for it are saying, nah, I don't think they will. And so basically what we've come to a stalemate, and we'll say, oh, we'll see. So you mean to tell me that a law that's going to potentially just like shut down the First Amendment when it comes to social media, which is the means of communicating today during an election year, we're just gonna, let's pass it and see if it shuts everything down. like if there's any chance that it's that dangerous, don't pass it. What's the good side? What would make it worth that?
Yeah.
Nothing is going to make it worth that. And like you said, I mean, we're not doing all this other stuff when it comes to China controlling everything
in our country,
or even the other Google and Facebook. We know that these companies are all anti-American and horrible. We're only, what are we doing? So
the other thing is that TikTok. Now, TikTok, on the other hand, I am not a fan of TikTok. I've been fully banned on TikTok 9 times. I
got banned once and I gave up. Yeah, she didn't give up.
My accounts have been taken down 9 times. And so I have to build back up there. And the reason why I stay on TikTok is the young people are there. I think TikTok and Facebook and Meta and all of them are equally evil. They just are. They're just all evil. And so, but I do want to reach people on these websites. Now, TikTok when you open up your TikTok, they were sending to every single TikTok user to put in their area code, zip code. Which one's the one that's your house? There's zip code. Zip code. There we go.
Which I didn't get that, by the way.
I heard about that. No, they put in your zip code so you can get your congressman's number or something like that.
Yeah,
we can't do it.
They were making it easy for you to find.
Yeah, so that you could call. And actually, Congress has been flooded with calls right now. So TikTok did a campaign on that, and they're saying that it's a violation of free speech to shut down TikTok. And I'm like, you jerks. You guys have silenced me 9 times.
I know. It's ironic because we hate TikTok to one degree because they are the worst.
A censorship.
You can we didn't like the way you farted on your video, so you're
we did an ad sharing our school. Anytime
shut you down for any reason.
Little thing. Yes, violation.
And their process of appealing it is a joke.
Yes.
I had a following that I grew that was decent, and they just shut me down, and I just gave up because it was like there was no rhyme or reason to it. It's even worse than the others. But you can also potentially grow way faster than the others.
Yes,
that's their strength.
Yes,
which somebody here in the comments already mentioned.
Yeah.
So they're horrible at censoring, But now we're kind of in the point where we're defending them. But it's not really defending TikTok. It's
No,
more like,
it's-
I don't want to give the government more power to control all of social media, because that's
Yes.
what I'm worried this is going to do.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, TikTok bad, but giving government more power worse.